Hello. I had no plans for making this video. But my Ninja Foodi stopped to respond to start button, and my wife asked me to fix it. I concluded that it should be a tactile switch button, a 5-cent part, which needed replacement. I thought that it will be a 10-minute task, and agreed to do it instantly. So, after 40 minutes, I was angry enough to make a video and called it Repairing Disposable Ninja Foodi DT 201. Angry video. This is the oven when I was finally able to get to the screws holding the handle with defective button. I concluded that the handle is fastened by screws from inside, and started a discovery. I expected to get to the switch by removing front panel, which appeared sitting on plastic latches on the handle. But it was a wrong guess, it did not open. Google did not find any service manual. I had to unscrew about 30 screws, remove the latches holding the front door, disassemble front door completely, to finally get to fasteners for the handle. That is why I must call this product a disposable, or assemble only. It is simply not designed for repair. It is absolutely stupid to make the most prone to failure part not easily accessible. And, as you see later, it was also a wrong type of a switch. While we have it open, let us review what we see. The oven uses 5 high-quality, 555-watt quartz heating elements. It has electronic thermometer inside. See a little stainless stub on the side. The oven is isolated by fiberglass blanket. It is not good. At high temperature the fibers become brittle and may be blown into food or kitchen. It is known to cause lung problems or cancer. It is a good idea to wear latex gloves when work on it. The light bulb is hidden under the blanket. It can be replaced only after removing the external enclosure. The tamper-resistant torque screws require special tool, not found in a typical home. On the other side one will see other ends of the heating elements. The wiring is rated for high temperature. The quality is decent. I disassembled everything before taking video. One has completely detached front door A, removing hinges and springs. Then unscrew all fasteners you can see on the front door. There are more than 20 of them. You have to remove all inner metal parts from the door to get to the screws holding the handle. When the handle is detached, you can see 3 screws holding the front panel of the handle where the switches are located. Note that designers did not install any connector, so the handle will hang on the wire. When 3 screws are removed, use a screwdriver or other opener tool to separate and unlatch the transparent front plastic panel from the handle. Make sure not to apply too much force to plastic. When the parts separate, you can see the user interface board with LEDs, display controllers and buttons inside. What do we see here? The top side is integrated circuits and something that looks like JST connector. Really? No, the Ninja Shark company saved even on the connector and soldered the wires to the board, so the cable is not detachable. Very inconvenient. Let us unscrew the board and look at rear side. The rear side is LED displays and buttons. These are cheapest membrane buttons. Interestingly, these buttons are originally designed to be covered by common carrier plastic which should hold the button caps in place. But there is no such carrier. The buttons are just covered by Captain tape and nothing prevents the caps from falling off when pressed. And that is exactly what happened with start button. Its spring cap fell off and the button cannot work anymore. I think that others may develop same defects easily in the future, but I don't have time now to replace all of them. I will only replace the broken one. I have few of them in my spare drawer. These are small PCB surface mount switches. They cost around 5 cents each. I'll unsolder the defective one with SMD rework heat gun. Now I will solder the new button. I am putting solder paste on the pads, and then put on the switch. The SMD soldering is rather forgiving to placement. Once placed, I will heat the pads with SMD rework heat gun. The air temperature is set to 300 degrees centigrade. When the solder paste melts, it will pull the switch to correct position. After the board cools down, I will clean the residue. The rework is done. It is the time to check the functionality and then assemble the board back. I had a surprise here. The new switch is 0.6 mm taller than the old one, and the button permanently presses it. I used a 0.6 mm thick plastic washer between the board and the panel on the last screw holding the board. That fixes the height mismatch. Now everything works fine and the oven may be assembled back in reverse order. This will be a painful task because attempt to shortcut was not successful. I did not remove all screws and all metal parts from the door. I had to remove them now to assemble the handle and everything back. Again, many screws to put in. There are plastic spacers for the handle which helps to keep correct angle. Assembling correctly is only possible when all metal parts are removed. A collection of all the parts to put back. If I were to charge for repair, it will be $200 or more for labor and 5 cents for parts. The new oven costs about $200. The construction of the oven makes it disposable. The manufacturer wants you to buy a new oven every year or two by placing incorrect and unreliable parts which are too expensive to replace. But I am a do-it-yourself person, so I will complete assembly despite it takes more than 40 minutes. I assembled the door, and now placing it on the body, fastening hinges, installing springs and checking that the oven still works. The final steps, checking functionality. Will start button work? It does. I installed a much more reliable switch, and I hope that this one will not fail in the future. I am a bit concerned that other switches are of wrong type too, and if stressed more, will also fail. But we are not changing modes frequently. If they fail, I doubt that I am ready to repeat this exercise again. Now it is the time to install the enclosure. You need a rubber mallet to put it in place. I had a big trouble removing it. First, the vendor used few tamper-resistant screws which required a special bit. Luckily, I had one. Second, the sides of the stainless enclosure had latches on the sides. I did not discover them first. Later, I used a putty knife inserted in the slot to unlock the latches. Still, the removal was not too easy. Great! The proper tool for advanced kitchen appliance worked and I can return this miracle to the kitchen. Final note, this appliance is an example how saving on some trivial parts and assembly operation turns its repair into nightmare. I guess that either the mechanical engineers were not too proficient, or it was the intent not to make a repairable product. When it works fine. But a minor failure of a simple switch may result in bringing it to landfill. Hope you liked this video, and if so, click on like button and leave a comment. Thanks and good luck.